everyone. I'm here today with the new video of science in which I will cover up the last topic of electricity, that is heating effect of electric current. As you all know that for electric cell, or we say if we have group of cells battery, the terminals of this battery offer some potential difference to us, and this potential difference comes from the chemical reaction between the electrodes, where internal chemical reaction takes place, and the battery gives us the energy to maintain the potential difference as a given rating. Now, when the battery is connected to a circuit, whenever any battery is connected to a circuit, the energy is produced by this, so as to maintain this potential difference across the any conductor we are using here. Suppose it is a resistance or something else, like if we talk about a bulb or a fan, anything can be there. So whatever potential difference is there, some currents will flow through the circuit, and most of the energy is used in some useful work. Like if we talk about bulb, the energy will be used in form of light energy. The bulb will emit light energy by using the energy of this source. Resistance is a simple wire or a conductor where the heat is used for heating it. You must have seen in many appliances that whenever we use it for a longer time and it is connected to a power source, then it may get heated. This all comes due to the heating effect of electric current. So let us talk about this. As I told you that the potential difference is responsible for the energy coming to any conductor. So whenever we connect any source, then the potential difference will be there. So if we talk about a simple situation, that let the current I Q from one point to another. So clearly from this whole situation, let us assume that the current I is flowing through the resistor R, and if the potential difference is V, means the conductor is connected at a potential difference of V. Now if time t is taken to move a charge from one point to another, when we talk about the potential difference, it is nothing but the work done to move this charge from one point to another, as we have discussed earlier. So if we rearrange this, we get the relation for work done, that is V into Q, which is nothing but potential difference multiplied with charge. So from here we are getting the relation of work done. Now as we all know that current is charge per unit time, and if we talk about charge from here, we can have it by multiplying the current with time. So here if we substitute the value of Q is equal to IT in this work done, so we have work done is equal to V into IT, which is nothing but VIT. Now when we talk about this VIT, this is the capacity where capacity of doing work multiplied with time. So work done is nothing but power into time, where P is VI, which we will discuss in the later part what is power. Now whenever we talk about the heating effect of electric current, the work done is V into Q, which we replace with IT here. So here we are getting a relation VIT. Work done is VIT. This is nothing but power when we want to calculate the heat through the that conductor, that is given by this relation only, that is W is equals to VIT. So we can say this work done is nothing but the energy transfer from the source, and this energy is written as VIT, and in the most of the appliances this energy is used in form of heat energy, means whatever energy will be utilized in the useful work, and the remaining will be in this form, that is heat energy, which is denoted by H, and this is nothing but this VIT. Now by Ohm's law, we can write V is equals to IR. So if we replace V by IR in this relation, IR into IT, we have a relation that is H is equals to I square RT. So here we are getting a relation that is H is equals to I square RT. This is nothing but joules heating law. Here we can call Joule's law of heating. So let us come to this law now. So this is a really important rule given by Joule. So this is Joule's law of heating. Clearly it is related to the heat dissipation. The heat produced in a conductor depends on certain things. First, heat is directly proportional to square of current. Here, this I is for a non-conductor, means heat produced is directly proportional to the square of current for a non-conductor. Second thing, heat is directly proportional to the resistance, and the third thing is heat is directly proportional to time. So if we combine all this, we have a relation that is heat is directly proportional to I square RT. When we remove it, we take the constant as 1. So for here we have H is equals to I square RT, and this gives us the relation of Joule's law of heating. Wherever we need the relation between current, resistance and time, we will be using the relation of heat, that is I square RT. Simple question. 100 joule of heat is produced, 100 joule of heat is produced each second in a 4 ohm resistance. Find the potential difference. See, this is a question of heat. So here what is given to us? H is equals to 100 joules. Time is given per second, so we can take it 1 second. Resistance is 4 ohm, and we have to find potential difference. Now to calculate the potential difference, we need current here, as we have a resistance. So by Joule's law of heating, we can write H is equals to I square RT. Now substitute the values. Here H is 100 is equals to I square into R is 4 ohm and time is 1 second. So this is what we are getting. If we rearrange this, we are getting I square is equals to 100 by 4, which is nothing but 25. So from here I square is coming 25, If we take square root, we are getting I is equals to root 25, that is 5 ampere. So the current in that conductor is 5 ampere. Now by Ohm's law we can find out the potential difference. V is equals to IR, which is current we have calculated 5 and the resistance is 4. So from here the potential difference is coming out to be 20. So this is the very basic problem related to heat, where we have to find out the potential difference. An electric iron of resistance 20 ohm takes a current of 5 ampere. Calculate the heat produced in 30 seconds. So this is a direct question. Here what we have to calculate, the question is an electric iron of resistance 20 ohm takes a current of 5 ampere. We have to calculate the heat produced in the given time, that is 30 seconds. What is given to us? Resistance is 20 ohm, current is 5 ampere and the time is 30 seconds. Now we have to calculate the heat, which is by Joule's law of heating. We can write I square RT. So let us substitute the value. The current is 5 square into R is 20 and time is 30. So if we multiply all this, we get this is 5 square is 25, then 20 ohm and then 30. So this becomes 600, and if we multiply this, we are getting 150 amperes. So this is 15,000 joule, which we can write 1.5 into 10 raised to power 4 joule. So this is the heat produced in that conductor, electric iron, whose resistance is 20 ohm. The current is flowing 5 ampere for 30 seconds, then the heat produced will be 1.5 into 10 raised to power 4 joule. Now this heat produced will be used for eyeing process. So this is all about the now let us come and discuss some practical application based on Joule's law of heating. Here I have written certain examples where we use the heating effect of electric current. First one is laundry iron. So in iron, what we see that if we connect it to a power source, after some time it gets heated. So that is nothing but due to the heating electric. Then we have electric toaster, then we have electric oven, electric kettle and electric heater. So these all are the examples where they operate by using the heating effect of electric current. So these are all are based on Joule's heating law. And now let us come and discuss two really important components which we use in our day-to-day life, that is bulb. When we talk about a bulb is a device which converts the electric energy into light energy. But the main thing is that we have a material of this bulb which is capable of holding a high voltage. It is made up of tungsten, whose melting point is very high, like in something around 3380 degrees Celsius. So this can sustain a voltage and high voltage and the temperature up to 3380 degrees Celsius. So what happens whenever any current flows through a bulb or the elements of the bulb, it can heat up to this much, then it can hold that much voltage, and the maximum energy is used in heating and some part of it is given as the light energy. Means जो मैक्सिमम पावर है बल्ब में वो इसको हीट करने में यूज होगी, एंड व्हेन इट इज हीटेड to a very high temperature it starts emitting light. So this is the function how we discuss about bulb. Then the second component here that is really important is fuse. So in a fuse you must have seen this device at your home. Fuse is a electric device which is used in series to stop the high current flowing through the circuit to save the appliances connected in the circuit. फ्यूज को हमेशा किसी भी सर्किट में कनेक्ट किया जाता है so as to save the high current. Whenever the high current will flow, we have to save the whole appliances or circuit. So the fuse is generally connected outside of the all the appliances, where whenever we have a high load the heating will be maximum. In that case the fuse will break the circuit and stop the flowing of current, which is a high current. Now when we talk about the fuse, it is a device where we use some material or some metal kind of thing, some metal which has a very low melting point, and whenever the heat is more it will easily melt and break the circuit. The metal will easily melt here and it will be broken from the circuit, so that the current will not move further and it will save the whole circuit and the appliances connected in series with this. So this is how a fuse works, and it prevents our appliances so that we cannot have the loss of valuable money. Now let us come to a very important topic, that is electric power, which I discussed in when I was discussing heat. Electric power is whatever you have studied now. It can be defined as rate of doing work. Power is nothing but rate of doing work. Then we can say rate of consumption of energy. We can say the rate of consumption of energy, or if we talk in terms of electricity, the rate of electric energy, consumed or dissipated, the rate of electric energy consumed in an electric circuit is called electric power. Consumed in an electric circuit is called इलेक्ट्रिक पावर. किसी भी सर्किट में जिस रेट से एनर्जी कंज्यूम होती है उसी को हम इलेक्ट्रिक पावर बोलते हैं. इसका मतलब ये है कि हम कोई भी डिवाइस यूज करेंगे तो वो उस सर्किट में कुछ ना कुछ करंट ड्रॉ करेगा, पावर डिसिपेट करेगा, और जिस रेट से वो पावर कंज्यूम करेगा उसी को हम इलेक्ट्रिक पावर बोलते हैं. Now let us come to the formula of this. As I told you earlier, this is nothing but what we get from potential difference. Let me take back to you there. Potential difference is work done per unit charge. From here we are getting work done is equals to VQ, where this W is nothing but energy, and that is V is equals to IT, and as I told you, power is work done, rate of work done, so that is energy upon time. So from here we can write VIT upon T. T and T is cancelled, so from here we are getting a relation of power with volt and current, that is power is VI, and this is the basic formula of power, which is potential difference multiplied with the current. If we use Ohm's law in this, we can write V is equal to IR, so we will get this. So power can be further represented by I square R, and if we want to represent this in terms of only voltage and current, we can replace this current with V upon R from Ohm's law. So from here we are getting V square upon R. So these are the three possible relations of power, whereby P is equals to VI is the basic relation which we will use in the calculations. Now let us come to the unit of electric power. Unit of electric power, it is denoted by P. Power is denoted by P. So the unit of power, SI unit is watt. SI unit of power is watt, and it is denoted by capital W. And from this relation we can write 1 watt is equal to 1 volt multiplied with 1 ampere. So from here we can define 1 watt power. 1 watt of power is dissipated or is consumed in a circuit when 1 ampere of current is flowing and the potential difference is 1 volt. 1 watt पावर जो है वो किसी सर्किट के लिए 1 वाट पावर जो है वो 1 एम्पियर करंट जब फ्लो होता है, जब पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस 1 वोल्ट होता है, तब जो पावर कंज्यूम होगी किसी भी अप्लायंस के द्वारा वो 1 वाट होगी. बट हियर वन थिंग इज देयर, watt is very small unit, so whenever we use it we have to go for the energy consumption only. So whenever we come across the bills in our house or office or somewhere else, so that charge whatever we pay is for energy. So here we can write energy is power into time. So we can write, if we talk about the unit of energy for which we pay, so this unit of energy here is, the unit of power is W into R, so that unit is the watt hour, and this is nothing but, if we talk about 1 watt hour, this is the power dissipation when 1 watt appliance is operated for 1 hour. So this is how we calculate 1 watt hour. And as we know that this is again a very small unit, if we talk about the commercial unit, means for commercial purpose, for calculation of the unit charge, we use a bigger unit, that is kilowatt hour. So here kilo means 1000 watt, and 1 hour is equivalent to 3600 seconds. So if we talk about this is 36 this much joule, which is nothing but 3.6 into 10 raised to power 6 joule of energy, which is dissipated when 1000 watt appliance is operated for 1 hour. तो जो 1 यूनिट बिल हम जो पे करते हैं वो 1 kWh का होता है, जिसकी वैल्यू 3.6 इंटू 10 raised to power 6 जूल होती है. इसका मीनिंग ये है कि हम किसी 1000 वाट के डिवाइस को, जिसका अप्लायंस टोटल जो पावर है वो 1000 वाट है, या तो हम किसी एक सिंगल की बात कर लें या हमारे पास बहुत सारे अप्लायंस है घर के अंदर जिनका टोटल पावर रेटिंग जो है 1000 वाट है। जब हम उनको 1 आवर के लिए ऑपरेट करेंगे तो जो एनर्जी कंज्यूम होगी दैट इज 3.6 इंटू 10⁻⁶ जूल इज 1 unit for which we pay unit consumption charge. So this is all about the power, which is a really important topic. Now let us discuss about some question based on power. So I am taking here some questions like question number 1 based on power. An electric bulb is connected to a 220 volt generator. An electric bulb is connected to a 220 volt generator. The current is 0.50 ampere. We have to calculate what is the power of bulb. See, here the bulb is connected to 220 voltage generator. When the bulb operates, the current which is coming through the source is 0.50 ampere. Now whatever current is flowing coming through the source is just because of the power of that appliance. So from here we can calculate the power of that bulb. So we can use the relation of power that is equals to VI. Here we have V and I. So the power is simply 220 multiplied with 0.50. So from here we are getting it as, suppose we remove this decimal, these two zeros are cancelled. So from here we are getting 110 volt. So the power rating of that bulb is 110 watt. So here the power rating of that bulb is 110 watt. What does it mean? If we talk about the energy consumed by it is 110 watt, and if we are given the time, we can easily calculate the energy consumption by it in 1 hour or whatever time is given to us. So this is a very basic question here. Now second question. An electric motor takes 5 amperes from a 220 volt line. The source is a 220 volt line. Determine the power of the motor. Determine the power of the motor and the energy consumed in 2 hours. So this is the question which is now a little bit better than the previous one. An electric motor takes 5 amperes from 220 volt line. Now we have to first of all find out the power. So power by using the formula VI. So the voltage is 220 and the current is 5 ampere. So from here we can calculate it is 1100 watt. So this is the power. Now again we have to calculate the energy consumed here. So energy consumed is nothing but power into time, which is 1100 multiplied with 2 hours, means if we talk about if this is given in watt and this is given in hours, so we can write it as watt into 2 hours. So here we are getting is 2200 watt hour. If we talk about kilowatt, it is 2.2 kWh. So this is the energy consumed in 2 hours. So here we are getting 2.2 kWh, which is the energy in terms of kWh. Now if we talk about the bill, suppose the unit charge is 3 rupees, then we can get the amount by multiplying this energy by the rate, that is 3 rupees. If we multiply 2.2 by 3, the amount which will come for this particular motor is 6.6 rupees. So this is all about the power concept. I just tried to explain the whole concept of heating effect of electric current based on the Joule's law of heating when we discuss the electric power concept. Now you can go through the numericals given in various books and try to solve them by using the basic relations. Thank you.